Hope everyone's having a great fucking day. Wow, it's been an interesting few days. Not only as a country, but just my YouTube channel and all of that shit. It's just been fucking nuts. So I've got a few things I want to clear up because I do feel like there's I don't know, some misconceptions. And I don't know. It's all going to shit, and I'm just gonna watch it burn. To be honest with you, here's the thing. I am not a Trump supporter. You know, I've gotten into a discussion with a few of you who have since unsubscribed and threw a temper tantrum. You know, I think you're missing the point if that is you. If you're watching this, and I know some of you unsubscribe and still watch, you got to understand my argument is not for or against Trump. I'm looking at the big picture here. The president is one part of this machine. And the big picture is the establishment, corporations, and corruption that are going on, that are in power, that are taking away our rights and freedoms. I am on the side of freedom and the Constitution. Those are the things that are important to me. I want to be personally accountable and responsible for my own life. I do not want a government to step in and take care of any aspect of my life. I want them to stay the fuck out of it. I don't think that we need to be pure. I'm not an anarchist. But at the same time, we need to clean up our mess. We have a mess right now of corruption. And if all you're doing is going rah Trump or rah Biden, you're missing the big picture. That is my point. And I've had a few of you come at me because your guy won, and allegedly, and Trump is a piece of shit, you know, and you're glad to see him go, and Cheetos and Orange Man and all that other horse shit. If that is you, you're missing the point. And you will lose this country to the corporations and the establishment. That is what will happen. Now, I've been really struggling. I don't know if you noticed, but I've been really struggling with things in terms of what do we do about it. I do think the court battle needs to happen. I think some of you think that I'm discouraging that. It's gonna happen. And I want it to happen, and I want Trump to win that court battle. I do. But at the same time, like I said, what has me giving pause is I know that will lead to more unrest, more division, more anger, and the complete breakdown of society, I think. I think we haven't seen nothing yet of 2020, and that 2021 is going to make 2020 look like a fucking walk in the park. And at this point, the damage is done for that. That is my other point. If Trump gets in there and wins a court battle, we will see unrest like we have yet to have seen. Because now you have people, whether one side wins or another, it doesn't matter. They won't accept it Nobody will accept this election, no matter how it plays out. You got to understand that. That is the important takeaway here. Whether you believe that the election was good to go or whether you believe it was a fraud, half of us will not accept the other half. And I see it in the arguments I've had, in the people that have unsubscribed, in the friends that have fucking been like, fuck you. You know, this is my point. I'm not a political guy. I got sucked into this shit. I've been a health fucking advocate, and I've railed against corporate corruption that has infiltrated the government and affected what you and I get to do for our healths or say. That has gone beyond that now into big pharma dictating our freedom to travel, our freedom to gather, our freedom to speak out about it. All of these things have been taken away. Sit down and make a list of shit that you used to be able to do, but now you can't do anymore. And that list has grown tenfold this year. And it's ridiculously fucking bad. And we gotta fight it. We do. And I'm not saying we shouldn't. Now, the title of this video, I heard that there is a trucker strike going on November 29th. It's being organized on TikTok, on Facebook, and I think on Twitter as well. I've seen sporadicness here on YouTube about it. I am all for that. In fact, as many of you know, I'm on my last journey before I step out of the industry partially for that reason, is I don't want to contribute to what has disillusioned me is I've gone all over this country. What good is it for me to bust my ass raising tax revenue for a government that is taking away my rights? That's what I don't get. I feel something fucked up about that. At the same time, serving the very corporate masters who are making it fucking all happen. I don't feel right about that. And I feel like that, for me personally, I need to step out of that, even if it's a detriment to my lifestyle or personal existence, or even what people think of me. You know, I know not everybody thinks that that's a good move. I know some people are frowning upon it and they think that, I'm sorry, but it's my life. I do not feel comfortable in this box, which is essentially a prison, as the country shuts down economically, all the while watching mom and pop businesses go out of business, while the people who are making a fucking bank, and I have not had a slow freight time. I think I had one slow freight time in the beginning when the toilet paper crisis was going on. But since then, I have been hauling, they can't stop planning my fucking loads. It's ridiculous, and the loads that they're planning me on are these big corporations that are fucking us over with this election, on top of all of the lockdown things that have been going on and all of this horse shit. And now we have somebody that they're trying to push into the White House who is going to push for a nationwide lockdown. And I'm sorry, I'm going to raise my fucking hands up. Okay, you want to take everything away? Well, I'm taking something away too. I'm going to do what's best for me in my life to survive, while not helping these motherfuckers out, while not giving up my time, my life energy in support of your fucking agenda. And unless you're planning on instituting some kind of forced labor camp, I'm not going to raise revenue for you. I'm an able-bodied worker who could easily come out here and raise tons of taxes for New York and for the United States government. I am choosing to be poor because I do not want to support those institutions until they pull their fucking head out of their ass, give us back our freedom, stop fucking taking away our election, and make this country at least a step away from not being a corporatist utopia. And I put utopia in quotes there. What you got to understand, and I know some of you might be having a problem dealing with this, is I'm angry. I'm upset. I feel oppressed. I feel marginalized. I feel powerless to stop this. And after the amount of fucking time and service I've given this country, it angers me to see this fucking happen. And I don't give a fuck who your man is, whether it's Trump or Biden. We need to stop this shit. And it's not going to stop. I see the writing on the wall already. These things, these pins have all been, lined up, and they're falling in, these dominoes, have all been lined up, and they're falling in order. And they're going to land on us. And we're letting it happen. Why? Orange man bad, Biden good, Biden bad, orange man good. All the while, we're missing the big picture. And all I want is for people to, check it, get the big picture. Stop rooting for rah-rah team and start looking at everything that's going on. Now, I do believe the whole reason Trump has been attacked and demonized for the past 4 years, and his election was not accepted by half the population the whole time. It was not accepted by the establishment, and it wasn't accepted by the media or the fucking corporate giants. And now, here we are on the other side of things. We have the other half of the population going, hurrah, rah, my guy, all of that. Only the media and corporations are on the one side. So what do? We get the media calling the election way too soon. We get a bunch of partying in the streets. We get people standing up and accepting victory when there's still more battles to fight. It's horrible. It really is. It's very frustrating. It's disconcerting. There's times where I consider just throwing my hands up and doing my thing and just standing on the sidelines and not saying anything. But there's a part of me that just can't do that. I have oppositional defiance disorder. I'm 100% certain of that. It's a self-diagnosis. And the reason I believe I have it is whenever I'm told what to do, whenever I'm forced to do anything, I have a strong, I'm compelled to disobey and do the opposite. And I'm intelligent enough to be able to balance it a bit, but it's on fire right now with all of this shit going on. It's like I'm being told what to do. I'm being forced to do things, many of which I don't believe in or agree with or want to do, and every fiber of my being wants to just piss in that pool. And that's what that's why I'm doing the podcast that I'm planning on doing. And it's not a political podcast, by the way. It's a podcast that will be critiquing and doing everything in my power to fact check and debunk and outright make fun of the establishment and the corporate media. That is what I will be doing, and that can include Republicans, that can include Democrats, but mostly I believe the media has become the enemy of the people. A lot of this can be traced directly to the media. And I have lost faith in media long ago, but never did I realize all of the shenanigans that the media is into and the people that pay the media, the people that are one step above the media. They're playing fucking chess while people that are orange man bad or Biden bad are playing checkers. And we need to start playing chess, all right? To that end, getting back to the trucker strike, I 100% support it. I hope they make a dent. We've had trucker strikes in the past, and it usually just ends up being owner-operators going, hey, fuck this. And they park their truck, and there's talk of all kinds of blocking traffic and shit. And yeah, it's going to be a shit show somewhere. Here's the problem, though. The trucking industry has never unified. This is why I don't think the strike will work. I'm rooting for it. I hope maybe I'm wrong about this. I hope things have changed. I hope we've gotten to the point where the majority of truckers have gotten fed up. Because here's what just happened to truckers. This is a trucker perspective. This is the first time since I have been in my 15 years of driving a truck that I have seen a deregulation in favor of truck drivers in terms of hours of service. They've restructured the 14-hour clock. They've done all of these things. I can do split breaks again. I can take 3-hour break in the middle of the day and my clock will pause. So I'm no longer forced to work within a 14-hour window, which has freed up. It's made the job a lot easier, to be honest with you. It's made it more palatable. It's made it easier to not have to drive tired or do any of these fucking things to get the load there on time. And it's been good for, you can maximize your efficiency and actually utilize, before they put this new rule in, I'd lose 2 to 3 hours of drive time every fucking day. Now I can pause the clock legally and be able to, get my maximum efficiency, my maximum amount of drive time per day that I want. I choose to not want to run super hard, but I have the ability to in terms of efficiency, which means more money, which means better profit. Particularly for owner-operators, they probably love the new rule. Here's what's going to happen. Now that if Biden and Harris take over, they don't need no fucking votes to do this, by the way. This is an appointee DOT situation. We're going to get more regulation on the industry. We're going to get higher fuel costs. We're going to get more environmental bullshit legislated onto us. We're going to have our hours of service revert back to the previous bullshit, which was unrealistic and it's hard to make a living out here with that fucking 14-hour clock unable to be paused for any reason. And on top of that, we're going to see higher taxes. Yeah, I'm so happy Biden is going to be president, Of course I don't want to fucking drive a truck in that situation because it's almost untenable. And one thing that everyone needs to understand in the trucking industry is you have power here. If we all got together and said, fuck this shit for a week, the corporations would be listening. Who does all the work? Who moves the shit? Who does all of this shit? And, these cities would not exist. The cities that are vying for control of all of our rights and freedoms right now would not exist without trucking. Without people living in this fucking box, pissing in a jug, shitting in a bag, being forced to wear masks when we go in to fucking wash our hands or do whatever in the truck stop. Not being able to go anywhere because nobody wants us to park around them. And on top of that now, even if we try and get an Uber, everything's fucking closed and unfun and anyway, so leading to me, I've spent more time in this box than I did in any other time in my fucking trucking career in 2020, simply because I couldn't do anything. Or I didn't want to do anything because it was a miserable experience. And I couldn't, have to walk around all day and just fucking see dehumanized faces everywhere of people that are afraid of everybody else. Yay, sign me up for that. So you remove the social component, or in some cases the only component that truckers have for socialization is going in and sitting down in the truck stop and or in the fucking waiting room and bullshitting with each other. You can't even fucking do that anymore. They got fucking chairs stacked up, shit all fucking roped off. And I guarantee you, most of us don't give a shit about COVID. We've been out here the whole time. We've been all over this country through the fucking hot spots and down to the fucking most locked down parts of the country. And you know what? We're not dead. We didn't die. I didn't even get COVID. I've been out here the whole time. I've been to every fucking COVID hotspot in this country during it and ran around without a mask wherever I could, and I still didn't get it. Why? I'm strongly believing, you know, especially since recently it's broken out amongst one of my friends, I strongly believe I'm fucking carrying around immunity to the current strain that's out there. Does that mean I'm out of the woods and I'll never get it? No, because it mutates. But that being said, you know, as I draw to a close being in this box, I feel vindicated in this decision, even if I go out there and I fail to the point where I have to fucking, you know, hold up a sign on the side of the highway and sleep under a bridge. I don't know that it's ever going to get to that point. I've got the Prius, I've got all of that. I've got a lot of safety nets in between me and that. So I don't think I'll ever fail to that degree. Plus, I am able to make money on my own with my creative talents, not just here as a content creator. Because let's face it, I don't know how long I got for a fucking hammer. I've already got people that are upset with me because I have this opinion. And, you know, maybe that'll make it maybe this will be the death of my YouTube channel, me being angry and upset about all of this and venting and sharing my feelings the way I've always done on my channel. But now that my feelings might not align with some other people's feelings, maybe that'll be the end. But consequently, you know, while I am seeing a dip in my subscriber base as a result of my opinions right now, I've seen a skyrocketing of views. My like ratio is a little more harsh, but it's still in the 98th percentile. And I'm growing on Odysee. So maybe people are just leaving YouTube and going to Odysee. I don't know. But don't think I haven't noticed, you know. And I know that there are some long-time subscribers and supporters, people who have actually contributed financially, who are so upset with me that they're leaving. You know, I've lost a few of you that way. Well, I'm sorry. I don't need fair weather friends, all right? I'm not changing because you want to punish the channel and leave and you don't want to hear my shit anymore. That's fine. You do you. And I don't begrudge you that, by the way. But at the same time, don't come back. That's the other thing. I've had people multiple times who have abandoned the channel and come back. You know, I'm like, really? You know? It's frustrating. You know, I'm not trying to do anything other than vent and maybe open some eyeballs to things. That's all I want to do. And that's all I can do. There's nothing else I can do. I cannot contribute to the problem of the corruption, of the reduction of freedoms, not give my life energy, because at the end of the day, the money they're taking in taxes is from my blood, sweat, and tears out here in this box. And if I'm going to be imprisoned in this box, I better be able to do everything I want to do when I fucking go home. Or when I stop in a fucking state and I want to do some shit. You know, if you wanted me to participate in the economy, then that's what has to happen. I'm a minimalist. I can be broke. I know how to be broke. I will always be able to survive on as little as possible because I understand that all of this shit, all the fucking items and shit that even the tech that I'm into and all of that, I can live without. Right now, I'm out here in a truck with a laptop and a fucking camera, and I've been fine. All right? I haven't missed any of my music shit. I can make music. I do miss my music shit a little bit, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, if I had to, I know I could take this camera, that laptop, and what I had left, go in the Prius, and go out there and find food. And that'd be, you know, a little bit of money for gas, and, you know, whether it be working a seasonal job or doing odd jobs or what have you, or gig economy work, I could get out there and make it work. I am 100% confident I have the skills to survive without spending 70 hours a week raising money for Cuomo and raising money for Biden. That's not going to happen. And I also don't want to raise money for the establishment Republicans who immediately washed their fucking hands of Trump. Why? Because what has happened here is they've peeled back the curtain and shown their hands and shown us that the establishment is running shit. All right? And by the establishment, I mean billionaires, elites, and corporations are running this country. The banks, the Fed, the CDC, the FDA. These are all the fuckers that are running your life, and every day we have one less freedom than we did the day before, it seems. This whole 2020, we've become a shadow of what we once were in my lifetime. Now, I'm not saying we always got it right. I'm not saying we're perfect. We've done a lot of fucked up shit in our fucking history. But the fact is, what you gotta acknowledge is we did the best we could with what we knew and what we didn't know and what we tried and what we didn't try. And corruption is always there. Evil is always there. Bad people and stupid people are always there. And I'm surprised we got this far, to be honest with you, with how some of the shit we've done in history. I'm surprised we made it to where we did. But make no mistake, I think we have already peaked in terms of freedom and prosperity in this country, and that we are now on the downslide. And I don't want to see the downslide. Not after all I've invested in this country. I don't want to see it slide down. Understand that about me. I don't want us to fucking hit bottom. So I fully, if you can, as a trucker, go out there in fucking, if you've put money aside this whole time, you don't have a lot of debt, your living expenses are low, if you can strike and support the strike, whether you're a company driver, now don't do anything stupid with company vehicles you don't own, by the way, but you can quit. And you know what? Not only will your job be there when you come back, because there's already a shortage, you might even get a fucking pay raise out of the deal. Because I can tell you exactly what's going to happen if a large-scale mass abandonment of trucking happens. Freight rates are going to skyrocket. They're going to try and bribe your ass back into the truck. If anything, you'll come back to a pay raise, in my opinion. Will it work? I'm skeptical because truckers have failed to unite in the past, and I don't think that's going to happen this time either. I already see videos and posts from truckers going, no, this is stupid, blah, 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 blah. Some of them are Biden supporters and don't understand the reasoning. They think everyone's striking for Trump when they're really just striking because your fucking job's about to go to shit. It's going to go to shit because of who's in the White House. A Biden-Harris fucking victory is a loss for truckers. I'm sorry. I don't know if you've been around, but I've been driving truck long enough to know what happens under Biden, who was vice president with Obama for years. And what I saw during that period was a skyrocketing healthcare costs, a mandate, to where if you didn't pay those skyrocketing costs, that you had to pay the IRS for the skyrocketing fucking costs. And the reason they're costs is because of the free healthcare shit, which I know some of you want. Well, ain't nothing free, motherfuckers. You want to know who's going to pay for it? People doing this. And if we don't feel right doing this, we aren't going to fucking do it. I'm sorry. There's a reason why there ain't a lot of truckers. All right? There's been a hiring bonus almost nonstop my entire career. Because this is not an easy job. It's not a fun job. It's not a job that's good for your social life. you are sacrificing if you're driving a truck. You are sacrificing time and your lifestyle, and don't sacrifice it lightly. If they're going to take away your freedom, if they're going to limit your fucking ability to even succeed, as many independent truck drivers are very acutely aware of, get something for your fucking time and money. All right? And the only way you do that is saying, when they've really stuck their foot in your ass, saying, "Oh, that's enough. That's enough of this." So I hope more truckers do strike than usual, because things are just about to get bad. And believe me, for those of you truckers who are supporting Biden and Harris, enjoy your increased regulations, your Green New Deal shit, your higher fuel costs, your fucking shittier regulations that are going to cut into your fucking time and your ability to function out here on anything more than some of you will go back to just making enough money and to have to take advances to eat all week. I remember those days. You want to know who those days were under, by the way? Where I was living fucking pay advance to pay advance? That would be Obama. So I am well aware of what an establishment victory is for the trucking industry, and keep that in mind. All right? You know, is Orange Man bad really worth that? Really worth that? And for those of you who aren't truckers, is it really worth the higher taxes? The complete upheaval of the economy? The shutting down of the country? The removal of your rights and freedoms? Wait till the fucking, once this whole court battle is cleared up and we get a certified President-elect Biden, which is likely at this point, I believe, because I don't believe that the corrupt establishment is going to, they've spoken. This is what they want, and they're getting it. And I honestly believe, I don't know that the court system's going to sort that out. I don't have a lot of faith, all right, that there isn't corruption there as well. But that being said, life is not going to get better because you got the Orange Man, all right? You knocked him out of the White House. Life isn't going to get better, and I see a whole lot of that. There's the Hug a Trump supporter movement. Well, I'm sorry, you don't get to do that to people. And I wasn't a Trump supporter, but I didn't like seeing this the whole time. You don't get to be a dick about Trump for 4 years and then suddenly reconcile when your guy wins through what is perceived, I got to be careful here, as a I don't for people aren't happy with how Biden won. We'll just put it that way. And because you don't suddenly get to reconcile in that situation. You don't want to know what the only way you can have reconciliation between the left and the right is to have compromise. And we've had, not long, more, we're going back to Bush. There's been no compromise in the establishment politics that I can remember. I think the only compromise was during 9/11. I think that's the only time both sides were like, okay. But after that, things got shitty. Things got shitty quick, and there's been no compromise. And you will continue to see this country divided to the point of unrest, to the point of instability, as long as no one's willing to compromise. And from what I see today, there's no compromise. There's no handshake in between the left and the right saying, good game. Nope. There's bitterness, anger, and resentment. And that has been built up by the media, by the corporations. It's been stroked. They want that. We're playing right into their hands because we aren't compromising. Rah, rah, my team, fuck your team. I don't want to hear anything from your team. I don't want to hear anything that shows me that my team's fucked up or bad. And until we can snap out of that mindset, and realize we're all in this together. We all live in this same country. We might have different views on how it should be run, but at the end of the day, compromise is the only thing that'll keep this country together. And until we learn to play well with each other, it's not gonna fucking happen. All right? And that is my fucking complete view of this whole fucking mess. All right? So, fight the fight. The Constitution needs to be preserved. Our rights need to be preserved. And our faith in our electoral system needs to be preserved. And everybody should be supporting this court battle, whether you're on the, no matter what side you're on. At the very least, the left should be like, hey, see, we won in court, see? And we'll hear that. And a lot of people still won't accept that, by the way. If Biden wins the court battles, there's no accepting it. Like I said, the damage is done. We're divided. How can we get to reconciliation to where both sides are, at the very least, not completely divided? To where we're like, okay, you won, I hate it. I'm going to make fun of your guy all fucking year. But at the end of the day, he won fair and square. That's what we want. And the right is more able to do that than the left, by the way, as we've seen from the last 4 years. If there weren't any shenanigans going on, most people on the right would be like, well, fuck. That's what I was like. I did not like Obama. And I did not like Biden as vice president. I did not like that at all. And you know what? I sucked it up. I think he won fair and square. He is charismatic. He was intelligent. He knew how to play the fucking game. I think he was just as corrupt as any other fucking establishment politician. And I did not like any of the policies he presented. I did not like what he did to the healthcare system. And the entire time I was miserable. I did not want that president. But I sucked it up. I bitched here and there about something he was doing or new policies that were being enacting. I wasn't personally ever attacking him, by the way. I honestly think Obama is a smart motherfucker who knows what he's doing. He just knows what he's doing in a way that I don't fucking like. And I don't like his policies. I don't like his corruption. But at the same time, I acknowledge, he knew what he was doing. I'll give Obama that. The Clintons I hated, corrupt, almost transparently corrupt. Which is another reason I think Trump got in. The whole reason you got Trump to begin with, by the way, is people are tired of the establishment corruption. And this ain't over. In 4 years, if Biden wins, you're going to have another attempt by the people to get somebody who isn't corrupt into the fucking White House. The sad thing is given the way things have gone down, I don't even know that that's going to be possible anymore, when you look at how the primaries are run and those elections are run. So, who knows? The fuck do I know? I am not an expert on politics. I'm just an asshole. I can only tell you what I see out here. I can only tell you what people tell me. I can only tell you what information I got. I tend to sample my information from sources outside the mainstream media at this point because I just do not trust them. So that is what has built my opinion and perspective on this. Am I right about everything? Fuck no. I don't know. I don't know how to fix all of this. I don't know what to do. I just know I'm angry. I know I'm upset. And I know I'm miserable. Those are the things that I know. And it wasn't always so. You can go back through my videos. Was I always miserable? Was I always fucking concerned with politics? What made me this way? Ask yourself that. Look in my journey on here, in my past videos, and how I arrived where I am today. And it started out with trying to make myself better, trying to improve my life, and I found myself fighting the establishment the entire way. Fighting them to properly take care of our diets, And I ended up against the food companies. I ended up against fucking Monsanto. I ended up against all kinds of fucking pharmaceutical industries. And then I started to discover discrepancies in fucking academia and corruption there. And then I realized the whole fucking thing is rigged against people and rigged in favor of corporations and profit. And that is what landed me here today. And now here we are with our very freedoms being taken by corporations, not by presidents. If anything, I'm angry that Trump let some of this shit happen, like the big tech situation and the censorship there. You know, he really didn't do a lot to prevent what's going on. You know, he talked a lot. He pointed out the mainstream media. He went to war with them constantly, which is why a lot less people trust the media now than they did before Trump. And they, after the election and the polling situation, and this calling the presidency before it's actually fucking certified, I think the media has got their trust at an all-time low at this point. I think there's even some Democrats that have lost their faith in the media. So even though a lot of them are be like, yeah, we won. See, it's Fox News and CNN both said we won. But, you know, this is my opinion. This is my place to vent, to commiserate with like-minded people, you know, and to maybe have intelligent debate with people who are free thinkers. But you lose me at a certain point, you know. And one of you I'm going to kind of call out here a little bit. You know, I got in a little bit of debate in the comments. You can't find this comment right now because this person deleted everything. But came at me with Orange Man Bad and then sent me a link to a Wikipedia page basically claiming Trump's a racist and giving all of the talking points that we've all heard for the past 4 years throughout mainstream media on why Trump is a racist. And I countered with, well, if he's so racist, then how come he's swung more votes to the Republican Party from minority groups than any other Republican in history? Well, not history, but in since the 60s, I think is the last time that happened for the Republican Party. You know, what good is this argument? The whole argument was futile. I knew it was. I knew there was nothing I could say. They thought you know, and this is somebody who has been around a while and watched my fucking streams and talked to me and interacted with me and commented with me. But ever since I endorsed Trump because I didn't want Biden, you know, I lost that. Another person, you know, before that, who was a fan of Cuomo, told me that they were leaving because I was talking shit about Cuomo. And then I still noticed that this person just commented again after having said that they were done with me because of my opinions on Cuomo. And, you know, Cuomo derangement syndrome, is that a thing? You know, maybe I have Cuomo derangement syndrome. I definitely am going to have Biden derangement syndrome, so look forward to that. You know, just completely abandoned. And this is someone who's also supported the channel for a long time and all of that. And I realized that these people came to my channel mainly for the health, the fasting, and maybe some of the lifestyle and adventure shit. And I'm still going to do all of that, by the way. That's not done. Don't let this dissuade you thinking that this is going to become the politics channel or I'm going to be the next Tim Pool. I'm going to vent, and I'm going to do mostly on Odysee. And if you don't like that stuff, don't watch those. Don't click on the topics. I mean, it's pretty clear what the video's about when I title it and put a thumbnail up. You know, it might be a political one. And if you don't like my political opinions and you don't want to hear that because it might, you know, upset you or make you angry with me, then don't watch it. You know, but you're not going to dictate my opinions by unsubscribing or clicking the down vote or telling me I'm a piece of shit in the comments. And that's the other thing. If you want to have a political debate with me, you got to start by not insulting me, because I will insult you back, first of all. I'm not fucking above that. You know, if you tell me I have my head in my ass and that I'm being stupid or, uninformed, if you're condescending to me about it, and then I will respond in kind. I'm not above that. I'm a fucking human being. I'm just as flawed as you. I'm not someone who's necessarily gonna just fucking be poked and not poke back. And that's part of my issues. I'm not perfect, and I'm never claimed to be. This is me. This is all just me. This is my opinions. This is my fucking things I do, and if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to do any of that. But keep in mind, if you poke me before you walk out the door, I'm going to poke you back. So that's me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I've shattered somebody's illusion of who I am or what I should be because of my opinion on this. But at the same time, I'm not going to just sit down and shut the fuck up because I might hurt somebody's feelings or shatter somebody's opinion of me or vision of who I should and shouldn't be. This is me. This is my life. And I'm not going to fucking change it because somebody doesn't like me or somebody doesn't agree with me. This is who I am. I've lost a bunch of people because they didn't agree with me on fucking COVID. I've lost a bunch of people now because they don't agree with me on the election and how it's gone down. I'm okay with that. I don't need any fair weather friends, all right? And if my channel dies, it dies. I'll have a funeral for it and everything. I don't think that's going to happen. Because like I said, since I came out with that live stream, my watch time went whoo, right off the fucking charts on that. And it might be the wrong kind of watch time. It might be people that are pissed off and just want to fucking watch. Or maybe there's people that are sitting there with popcorn going, oh yeah, he's melting down now. He's gone down the rabbit hole. Bye, ScottTheTruckDriver. And they're just watching, thinking that I'm having a complete breakdown. I'm not having a breakdown. I'm angry, I'm upset. I was probably more struggling with this depression-wise, but make no mistake, this is me. I've done this before. I've had these mini meltdowns here and there, and they're part of my therapeutic process, to be honest with you. And I'm fine today. I'm like, yep. Oh, you want to know why I'm fine today? Because the truck is moving again, and it's moving toward a destination of greener pastures for me in New York, but still. But I know the journey has got new things in store for me going forward, and I'm looking forward to that. And that's in spite of who's in the White House and the fact that the establishment has re-established control. Because let's face it, we've been here before. We know exactly what happens when the establishment has control. You get the 2008 housing crisis. You get recession after recession. You get job market moving overseas. There's nothing new there. The only thing that's new is all this lockdown and freedom authoritarian power grab, which I still believe I can escape if I need to. I can go out in the woods, I can hide in the Prius, I can hide in plain sight. I'm planning on living the freest life I can despite Cuomo, in spite of Cuomo, while giving the finger and talking shit to Cuomo the whole time. So make no mistake, I'm getting out of this box to get my freedom back and to reclaim my time and feel like I'm doing something meaningful instead of serving my corporate fucking establishment overlords, and just, waving to them and smiling as they kick me in the balls over and over again. I don't like that. And it's not me, and I'm willing to take a big hit to lifestyle and paycheck to not fucking give them my time. Time is our only resource. And it's our last bastion of freedom till we're forced to work. And some people are forced to work through debt slavery and other fucking high housing costs. And well, don't get me started. That's a whole fucking rant on its own. But my point is I am no longer under those chains. I do not have debt. I can live I can live in a fucking Prius if I have to. I'm not going to do this fucking job for an unappreciative, corrupt system. I'll do what I can, to survive. And I might have to occasionally serve the corporate overlords to do that, but they're getting the bare fucking minimum from me. Like if I go and do an Amazon Flex thing, I'm only going to do it for the exact amount of money I need, nothing more. And I'm still going to try and keep myself in the lowest tax bracket possible, or even below the poverty line if I can swing it. So we'll see how that goes. That's my plan. That's how I'm fighting this. Doesn't mean you should fight it that way. I don't have faith that this is going to be resolved, all right? And no matter who wins in the courts, the damage is already done in my book. And until we see reforms with our elections and with our freedoms, and then we stop being fucking COVIDiots in terms of our fucking lockdowns and freedoms that we're giving up, and you'll be happy to know that the outbreak back home, I'm hearing reports that not only is my friend recovering, but his family is actually recovering faster than him, and some of whom are in that older age bracket. Fast spread, fast recovery. And right now, by the time Cuomo locks down Syracuse, which is supposed to happen today, I'll be keeping an eye out for that, they'll have already recovered. And they've been isolating. They're not going out hugging people and doing all of that. He was careful to tell everybody he thought he may have exposed to it. Look at that. They take care of it. We didn't need the government to step in there. Told people, they self-isolated. They did the right thing. See what happens when you let people take care of themselves? Not to say that all people do that. So that's it for this fucking rant. I figured this one's safe for YouTube. I think. I don't know. Who knows? Let's see how many more people unsubscribe today. It's great. I feel like I'm, I might even be relieved if my channel dies, to be honest with you. This is a stressful fucking fight to try and keep this thing going, to try and keep growing, to try and keep, but I'll keep doing it. I'll keep you, as long as there's some of you out that are sticking it out, and some of you have been with me from the beginning. All the dumb shit I've ever done and said, and some of which I was blatantly wrong on over the years, and some things that I've fucked up. For those of you who have stuck with me through that almost the entirety of my channel, back when I was a fat asshole driving the truck, being a dick all the time, which tends to happen the longer I stay in this box, all the way to the enlightened times where I was, out in the woods with no food, doing shit. People that have stuck with me no matter what, no matter how fucked up my opinions were, no matter whether or not they agreed or disagreed with me. To those of you who have stuck it out and stayed with this channel and supported what I do, I appreciate you more than ever, and we need more people in this country like you so that we can achieve reconciliation and not be divided, and then turn our eyes on the people that are oppressing us, that are keeping us down under their thumb, and that are taking away freedoms left and right. Until we stop fighting with each other, there's no way we're going to take on the establishment. Until we all get together and say enough is enough already, and take a macro look at the way things are and who's pulling the strings of the people we're fighting over in the White House, that will be the time that we snap out of this funk. I'm not optimistic we'll get there, though, right now. Gotta say it. Please like and subscribe to replace all the motherfuckers I pissed off. Please like and subscribe for more shit. Also, hit the bell if you want to be notified. Sign up. It's more important than ever. Sign up for my free email list. Some of you have emailed me back. I did get those emails that you would like me to email notifications whenever I decide to go live on and on what platform I'm going to be live. I will be able to pre-schedule a little bit better, but maybe a day before or something, or maybe 12 hours before. I'll try and keep it at least 12 hours beforehand. In the day before, say, hey, I'm going to go live at a certain time. It's not going to be a regular schedule because I don't want to commit to a solid thing because I want to be able to travel. I want to go out and do things. I want to get out in the woods. And sometimes I'm just going to need a break because I can't be triggered all the time. I can't constantly be in this mess. So there might be gaps in between podcasts and live streams and stuff like that here and there. And sometimes I'm just going to do laid back shit and not want to talk about current events. That'll be Twitter, I think. Or not Twitter, Twitch. That'll be Twitch. I just reconnected with the One Mink Band on there, so shout out to him. Apparently he left, I think he left dlive for, I don't know, he didn't like what was going on there. I didn't really discuss it with him too much, but, it is what it is. He's still going strong there, so go on ahead and check out his live streams. He's still chilling, doing the video mix thing, and I even ended up finding a few YouTube channels because of him. That's why I like his channel, is he's watching shit that I wouldn't think of to look for, and I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool, and then I go and subscribe, and it's a good way to find new content because the algorithm sure as fuck ain't serving that shit to me. So it's nice to have someone else curating some videos, and maybe I'll do some of that for you guys on Twitch, is curate some channels and videos on things that maybe aren't as fucking, that are more chill and aren't as fucking divisive as some of the shit that's in my feed. And maybe let you guys find things outside the bounds of politics and triggeredness for me to watch. Because right now everybody just sends me links to shit that triggers me. I know, because people like some of my triggered shit. I still have the crowd that loves it when I get triggered. All right. So that's my thoughts. Follow me on Odysee, links down below. Please click through the invite link. I like it when Odysee and LBRY know what I'm doing. They did have some server glitches over the course of the past few days. So there's that, but what can you do? But that seems to be under control. I lost all the people I'm following, so I'm having to go through and refollow people, which is kind of cool because I did, I need to clean that up a bit. My feed wasn't the greatest because I was following everybody in the beginning. Now I can actually tailor it a bit and search out specific tags to follow and find new content. I'm actually enjoying finding content creators because there's more of them now than there were in January when I first jumped over to LBRY. As for BitChute, I am still evaluating that. I don't know if I'll be posting there. I do have a channel there, but I wouldn't put my eggs in that basket just yet. I'm just overly concerned that they almost got deplatformed during the election. And I do think that the community on there is still a bit on the toxic side with some of the videos that I was seeing there, and I'm not interested in watching super toxic videos. But that's me. Have a nice motherfucking day and shit. Now I get down the road and get closer. It's amazing. The closer as I make progress, the closer I get to getting out of this truck, the better I feel. I am excited for it. I really am. I'm miserable in politics and government right now, but I'm excited for lifestyle. And to be able to relax a bit. I'm gonna take some fucking time and chill too during this. I'm definitely going to do some chill time. Going to reconnect with a lot of friends I've neglected over the summer. And I'm also going to do everything I can to feel normal in lockdown New York. And I will share that, what the things that I think I can get away with. And hopefully you can get away with them in your lockdown area. All right, have a nice motherfucking day and shit. And I'm sorry to those of you whose feelings I may have hurt. You know, it wasn't intentional. But at the end of the day, I'm hurting. I'm angry and upset with a lot of what's going on. And I'm not going to, you know, rub your belly and tell you what you want to hear. You know, I'm not here to smell your farts and you smell my farts and we just tell each other how great our farts smell. That's not what we're doing here. All right? All right, now I'm going to go to fucking work. God damn it. Enjoy it, corporate motherfuckers. This is the last fucking couple days. And then I'm done with you for a while. I don't know why I came back. I know why I came back. I tried to get the travel thing done. But I probably might have pulled that off now that I think about it. But I don't regret it. I did come out. I did get to travel this summer. So, and that's what I wanted this year. Is to travel. And I managed to pull it off. So let's see if I can pull this next fucking phase of life off. And shit. Fuck. Man, it's probably not going to happen. It's probably going to... It's total chaos. The world is ending and we're all fucked. And then all I can do is just sit in the little room and make videos about how fucked we are. Maybe that's going to be the future. I don't know. I hope not, but, you know...